On Christmas Eve, snow fell gently across the quiet streets of New York. Bright windows glowed with laughter and warmth, but outside, in the freezing night, a woman hunched over a trash bin, shivering as she searched for scraps of food. Her hands trembled, her coat was thin, and her eyes carried the weight of 1,000 silent battles. A black SUV slowed nearby. Inside sat Daniel Hayes, a millionaire single dad in his early 40s. He had built his fortune from scratch after losing his wife, raising his little daughter alone while carrying the scars of struggle. Tonight, he wasn't thinking about business, he was only focused on making Christmas magical for his 8-year-old, Emily. But when he saw the woman digging through trash, something inside him froze. His daughter, sitting in the back seat, leaned forward and whispered, "Daddy, is she looking for food?" Daniel hesitated. He had given to charities before, written big checks, but this moment felt different. He pulled over. "Ma'am," he said gently, stepping out into the snow. "Are you all right?" The woman startled, embarrassed. Her eyes darted away. "I'm fine," she muttered. "Just looking for something warm to eat." Her voice cracked, betraying her hunger. Emily climbed out of the car, clutching the teddy bear she had just gotten as an early Christmas gift. Without hesitation, she walked up to the woman and held it out. "You can have this. Mommy used to say everyone deserves love at Christmas." The woman's lip quivered. She tried to refuse, but Emily insisted, placing the bear in her arms. Tears spilled down the stranger's face. Daniel felt his chest tighten. "Come with us," he said firmly, surprising even himself. "You shouldn't be out here tonight." Inside their home, warmth and the scent of roasted turkey wrapped around them. Daniel gave her a blanket, Emily handed her cookies, and slowly, the woman, whose name was Claire, began to share her story. She had once been a nurse, with a home and family. But after a car accident took her husband and medical bills buried her, she lost everything. "I didn't want anyone's pity," she said quietly, "so I disappeared. Tonight, I just wanted to feel like I mattered." Daniel sat in silence, realizing how easily life could turn. He had nearly lost everything once, too. And here was a reminder, success isn't measured by wealth, but by the lives we touch. That night, Claire shared Christmas dinner with them. Laughter returned to her voice, and Emily declared, "You're part of our Christmas now." Weeks later, Daniel helped Claire find steady work and a place to live. She slowly rebuilt her life, and every Christmas after, she spent it with Daniel and Emily, not as a guest, but as family. The twist? What Claire said to him that night as she left his home for the first time never left him. She whispered, "You didn't just feed me, you reminded me I was still human." And that, Daniel realized, was the true spirit of Christmas. Not presents, not wealth, but restoring hope when it seems lost. Daniel stood at the window that night long after Claire had gone to sleep in the guest room, watching the snow fall. His daughter had curled up on the couch, whispering about how she hoped Santa would bring Claire happiness. He realized then that Emily understood something many adults never did. Sometimes the greatest gift isn't under a tree but given in a moment of compassion. The next morning, Claire woke to the smell of pancakes and laughter. She looked at the decorated tree and for the first time in years, she didn't feel invisible. Emily handed her a handmade card that read, "You're not alone anymore." Claire broke down, not from sadness, but because the words touched a place in her heart she thought was gone forever. Over the months that followed, Daniel quietly helped her find work at a local clinic. It wasn't charity, it was giving her back the dignity she thought she had lost. Claire flourished, her laughter growing stronger, her steps steadier. One evening, as they sat around the fireplace, she turned to Daniel and said, "That night I thought I was nothing more than a shadow. But you and Emily reminded me of something. Kindness can bring someone back to life." Daniel smiled softly, holding Emily close. "Maybe that's why we found you," he replied. "Christmases came and went, but every year, without fail, Claire was there, no longer the woman searching through trash, but family. And Daniel often thought back to that snowy night, realizing how close he had come to driving past, how easy it would have been to ignore. But one choice, one act of kindness, had changed 3 lives forever. Because sometimes, the greatest miracles don't come wrapped in ribbons, they come when we choose to stop, to see, and to care.